Welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm predicting the 2024 MLS Cup Playoffs. The first of two prediction videos over the next 2 days. Today we're doing the MLS Cup Playoffs. Tomorrow we're doing the rest of the FIFA Intercontinental Cup because I didn't realize they'd started so early that it kind of got dropped on me. So I think second round on is what we're doing. We couldn't do the Auckland City game, but I think we knew how that was going anyway. So, first off, MLS Cup tomorrow, Intercontinental Cup. We got a lot of stuff to cover over the next couple of days. So, and on Tuesday, instead of CONCACAF Central American Cup, it's going to be the Eastern Conference Wild Card game. I didn't realize they would put it 2 separate days, but I guess so. Speaking of, let's start with the Wild Card game predictions. Montreal, CF Montreal versus Atlanta United FC. It is played at Stade Saputo. They're playing it at Stade Saputo. Montreal gets in as the 8th seed. There was a Canadian team who was around the playoff line for most of the year who we thought would make the playoffs. They choked. The other one came above the playoff line at the last minute to be in the playoffs. Guess which one? Montreal versus Atlanta. Atlanta also sneaks above the playoff line because DC choked. Charlotte did what they had to do. Atlanta versus Montreal. I think Montreal's going to win. I think in Montreal, they've been playing well recently. Caden Clark's been on fire. Atlanta has some good players. Saba, Jamal Tiare, but it's not the same as when they had Almada and Giakoumakis. The fact they got here right now with the interim coach, Valentino's the interim again. They got here is a big props to them and what they've tried to do, batten down the hatches. But I think Montreal, with Caden Clark being as hot as he is, them bringing in some of their newer players, having the team play well recently, I think Montreal's going to play Miami and we'll get there. But Montreal's going to play Miami in the first round proper, the conference quarterfinals, best of 3. The Western Wild Card match. Portland Timbers as the 9 seed hosts Vancouver Whitecaps as the 8 seed because of a motocross event. So Vancouver's going to Portland even though they're the better seeded team because they're dumbasses who double booked their stadium. And because of that, I think that fate will smile down on the Portland Timbers. They really woke up against Seattle last night. I think they want to make a point. They have won the Cascadia Cup. And there's another Cascadia team here. And Vancouver's been fraudulent recently. I think Portland will find a way to win at home in a home game they didn't exactly earn, but was given to them by incompetence of the Vancouver Whitecaps. And it's going to be something they regret, their incompetence. They're going to get their ass kicked by the Portland Timbers. Vander's going to go off. Felipe Mora's going off. Anthony's going to sauce them. Portland moves on to play LAFC. Now let's move back to the Eastern Conference for the Eastern Conference quarterfinals, the best of 3 series. We start with Inter Miami CF versus CF Montreal. This series is going to. It's not going to make a game 3. I guarantee you. Montreal versus Miami on the big screen at Times Square on Friday night next week. By the way, that's why they did it Tuesday. So they could have a 3-day. Okay, I get it. To help them not be screwed. I get it. Okay, good. That's why it's Tuesday. I figured. Because Miami's playing Friday. Get it. But doesn't matter. Miami's winning 2 games. They're sweeping Montreal. Montreal's been playing better recently, but Miami's been in overdrive right now. Did you not just see what they did to the Revs? Down 2-0, still won 6-2. Messi has scored 2 straight hat tricks in 2 games. One off the bench for his club. 9 goal contributions his past 2 games he's played. He's back. Messi's back. We thought, oh, they look better without him when he came back from injury. Turns out he just had to warm up, and when he warmed up, he's back. And they already look good without him. They're a buzzsaw right now, Miami. They just are. They won the Shield, rightfully so. They're in the Club World Cup, mostly rightfully so. I'm not going to complain. Toronto effed themselves. But Miami's going to beat, I think Miami's beating Montreal pretty damn easily. Orlando City FC versus Charlotte FC. Charlotte's a tough team under Dean Smith. They've played English-style football, Brexit football, and they found a way. They got a good squad, but Orlando, they've got a good team too. I say this goes 3. I think the game 3 in Orlando is going to go to a penalty shootout, but I think Orlando wins probably 1-0 game 1. They lose game 2 in Charlotte. Game 3, they win on penalties. They move on to play Miami in a Florida derby. FC Cincinnati versus NYCFC. I think this will be an upset, a 3-game upset. NYCFC beats Cincinnati. Cincinnati is fraudulent. NYCFC has played them close recently. I still like NYCFC's chances to go through and beat Cincinnati over 3 games. NYCFC. Columbus Crew versus Red Bull. New York Red Bulls. They already beat the shit out of them a couple of days ago. Well, not even a couple of days ago. It was yesterday. My bad. Columbus might be tired, but I honestly think this series is only going 2. I think Columbus is going to show their quality over Red Bulls. Technically, I guess it's going to be a 3-game series considering on decision day they played. And it could be 4 if they do go 3. But I think Columbus wins in 2. So Miami in 2, Orlando in 3, NYCFC in 3, Columbus in 2. Western Conference, LAFC versus Portland. I think this series will go 3. LAFC still wins, but I think it'll go 3. LAFC is deep, but Portland is a tough team. I honestly think Portland would have gave a better shot to LA Galaxy. But, sadly enough, Galaxy went and bottled it 5 seconds before the final whistle, and LAFC tops the group, tops the West. Portland plays LAFC. It's going to 3-game series, but in the end, I'm going to say LAFC wins. Not by the skin of their teeth, but their quality does show through just enough in Bouanga, Girault, O'Brien, Vela. It'll show through. LAFC moves on. Seattle Sounders FC versus Houston Dynamo FC. I'm thinking a 3-game series where Seattle wins both their home games and Houston wins their home game. Probably one of them on penalties. But Seattle wins over 3 games. I mean, they still have a very talented squad. They have a guy like Paul Rothrock who, in my opinion, should be. Well, he was a rookie newcomer for Seattle last year, and he did make appearances for TFC. So, forget that. But Paul Rothrock is one of the big breakout players this season, in my opinion. Always knew he would be. Always knew he would be with TFC. They let him go because they're dumbasses. But, yeah, I get the self-loathe. Great, right? But Seattle wins 3-game series. Seattle moves on to the conference semifinals. Real Salt Lake versus Minnesota United FC. I think Real Salt Lake wins in 2, but one of them's a penalty shootout win. Probably on the road. They win at home. They win the shootout on the road, but they win in 2. Real Salt Lake is the better team of the 2. They still have Chicho Arango. They did start really hot. They have fallen off a little bit throughout the season. But Minnesota, they are good at times, but I still like RSL to sweep there. Then, finally, final 3-legged tie, 3-game series. LA Galaxy versus Colorado Rapids. I got the Galaxy in 3. I think Colorado will win the game in Commerce City, but LA will win both games at Dignity Health Sports Park. LA Galaxy has been the best team in the West for most of the year up until the last couple of minutes of decision day. And they still got a lot of talent. And I do think that loss will give them some resolve and be like, damn, it wasn't all there for us. We got to do better. I think that was a little bit of a punch to the face that they needed, ironically enough. LA Galaxy in 3, though, because Colorado's not going down without a fight. Conference semifinals, my bad. Inter Miami CF versus Orlando City SC. Let's remember from after into the conference semis of the MLS Cup, it's one game, possible extra time, win and in, or win, move on, lose, you're out. One game elimination, single elimination from this point forward. Miami versus Orlando in Miami. Miami's going to stomp out Orlando 3-0. It won't even be a fight. They're a buzzsaw. 4-1, 3-0. Miami's a buzzsaw. Orlando is questionable at times. I think they're going to pop up more questionably against Miami. Columbus Crew versus NYCFC. Let's remember the last time these guys faced in a knockout tournament, it went to penalties. NYCFC kept it close in Columbus. But let me say, they kept it close. I think Columbus will win 3-2, 2-1, 3-2 in this conference semifinal. It'll be close again. I think it'll be a similar game plan, but I do believe we won't have penalties because of the extra time situation. Columbus wins, moves on to the conference final. LAFC versus Seattle Sounders FC. LAFC gets the win. LAFC absolutely bodied them during the Leagues Cup, and LAFC has only gotten better. Oh, by the way, this time it's in LA. So, the one saving grace you had before, you don't have now. LAFC absolutely smacks them into a wall, in my opinion. 3-0 LAFC. LAFC to the MLS Western Conference Final. RSL, Real Salt Lake versus LA Galaxy. I think LA Galaxy wins at Dignity Health Sports Park. I think LA Galaxy wins 3-1. They find the win. They waltz to it. And we have a El Tráfico in the Western Conference Final. Conference Finals. Inter Miami versus Columbus Crew. Miami, the Supporters Shield winners versus the reigning, defending, undisputed MLS Cup and Leagues Cup champions. Columbus already stole one trophy from them. Can Miami return the favor? And they do. In Miami, Miami wins 2-0. An early goal and a late goal leads to Miami winning the Eastern Conference. And I think Columbus Crew is going to run out of gas. Their legs have gotten very heavy for the past month. Since Leagues Cup ended, since the goalkeeper fiasco, I think their legs have gotten heavier. And I think you could tell all the effort they've put in this year, all the games they've played, all the matches they won, all the miles they logged are about to catch up to them. Their fuel gauge is going to E, and there's no gas stations in sight. Except maybe a shotgun shack you really don't want to go to. Then after that, you still got to drive 40 more miles. And you're like, do I really want to go to this shotgun shack gas station? Do I really? Or should I just raw dog it and hope I don't lose gas? That's what Columbus is going to do. They're going to raw dog it and hope they don't lose their gas that's left in the tank. You overshoot it a little bit, you lose your gas. They're going gas out. Miami wins the Eastern Conference. They go to the MLS Cup Final. LAFC versus LA Galaxy. El Tráfico Western Conference Final. The stuff that Don Garber's dreams are made of. Well, I could think of something else, but he won't get it for the MLS Cup Final because I think LA Galaxy, even though they go to LA proper and play at Dignity Bank of California Stadium, they go play at Bank of California Stadium. It doesn't matter. I think LA Galaxy wins in extra time 2-1. No, that's not a crazy enough scoreline for El Tráfico. 3-2. LA Galaxy. LA Galaxy has a 2-0 lead. They blow it, but they score the winning goal in extra time. They go to the MLS Cup final. They get through by the skin of their teeth. It's going to be nutty. LA Galaxy, the MLS Cup final. They're going to Miami. And we have David Beckham's old team. The reason why he has Inter Miami going to Miami to play David Beckham's Miami in the MLS Cup final. You can't write this story. Why does Garber want LAFC over LA Galaxy versus Miami? Why? You can't write this. Beckham's playing team versus the team he owns. The reason why he has the team he owns. That's a bigger story. I'm not saying I picked it due to the story, but come on, Don, you're blind. This is still a dreamy final. Unlike Columbus versus, well, LAFC, but hey, at least you had LAFC, right? Inter Miami CF hosts LA Galaxy in the MLS Cup final. In my opinion, Miami's too good. They're at home. They're on fire right now. LAFC's had weaknesses, or LA Galaxy's had weaknesses. My bad. See, Don? I was thinking about your dream, you jackass. Is that 30,000? LA Galaxy's got weaknesses. Miami doesn't. And that's what it leads to. Miami wins 3-1 in the MLS Cup final over 90 minutes. We're not going to penalties. We're not going to extra time. This is ending in 90. Miami's your MLS Cup champions. I just can't shake the fact that right now, they're number one in the whole league. They broke the points record. But they are truly hot right now. Columbus is running out of gas. Orlando ain't nothing. Montreal ain't nothing. LA Galaxy, they have flaws, but they're going to Miami. I have to say, Miami gets it done. Inter Miami CF, in my book, are your MLS Cup champions for the year 2024. They do the Shield Cup double. They set the points record, but also win the cup. Guess who else did that? Oh, hold on. Yes. Red Bulls couldn't. Revs couldn't. LAFC in 2019 couldn't. Miami and Toronto did. I respect it. Speaking of points records that Toronto doesn't have anymore a year after they set them, San Jose is now the worst team in MLS history with 21 points. So Toronto isn't the worst team in history anymore. Yay. Thank you, San Jose. Thank you, John Fisher. That's the only time I'm ever going to say that, and I'll take your stupid ass to Sacramento. And then Vegas. With that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put us in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow for my FIFA Intercontinental Cup predictions. Round 2 on. Because, again, I missed the first game. Because I didn't realize it would happen that quickly. They dropped it on me. With that being said, that's why I didn't cover it either. With that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. Let's have a fun playoff time and have a fun trophy time. Let's go. Let's end this season on a bang. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace.